Hi guys, so this is a continuation video in relation to pedagogical strategies to promote learning and development in your early childhood classroom. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about singing as a pedagogical strategies that you could implement in your early childhood classroom to promote learning and development. So what is pedagogy? Pedagogy is an approach to teaching, is an approach that you implement in your early childhood classroom as an early childhood educator, an emergent early childhood educator to promote learning and development. So now let's talk about singing as a pedagogical strategy. So let me start by defining what is singing. I'm sure you're all familiar with singing, but singing simply means to produce or articulate sounds or words, musical intonation. So singing simply means to articulate or produce sounds or words using musical intonation. So now that you know what singing is, let's talk about how you can implement singing as a pedagogical strategy in your early childhood classroom. You need to understand that across all culture, singing is not particular to only one culture, it's across all culture. So for instance, if you want to promote culture in your early childhood classroom, you could use singing as a pedagogical strategy. So simple. You might be wondering, how can I promote culture in my early childhood classroom? So what is culture? Culture is a way of life of people in a society. You have children in your early classrooms. They are coming from different culture. They are coming from different backgrounds. And you want to promote their culture in your early childhood classroom. So simple. Use singing as a pedagogical strategy. Collaborate with the parent, with the parent as well. You can invite the parent to come and teach you a song in relation to their culture. And what are you doing? You're promoting culture at the same time you're using singing as a pedagogical strategy to promote learning in your early childhood classroom. Because what you're simply doing is the children will have a general idea of different culture in their early childhood classroom through singing, which is simple, straightforward. Instead of you sitting the children down saying, we're going to talk about the Irish culture, we're going to say, you need to think about early childhood. Children should learn through play. They're having fun at the same time they're learning, so you need to make it fun. So you want the children to have a cultural awareness. You do this by implementing singing as a pedagogical strategy in your early childhood classroom. Collaborate with the parents, make your research, go on YouTube, go online, listen to songs about different culture, incorporate this into your early childhood classroom. You also need to understand that singing does promote a sense of unity and belonging. Yes. If you're singing songs about the children in your early childhood classroom, they have a sense of belonging. They have a sense of community. They feel that they belong into the early childhood classroom. They are not segregated. So they look at, oh, you're singing a song from my culture. For instance, if I'm in a room and they're singing a song about my culture, what's going to happen to me? I'm going to brighten up. I'm going to lighten up. I'm going to be very happy. Where's this song coming from? Who is playing this song? Because they are promoting my culture. This is what I love. This is what I want to see. The same thing with the children as well. You're singing songs about their culture. They're going to be very happy. They're going to does help in terms of their emotional development. They'll be able to express themselves. They're dancing, action songs. They're singing the songs with you as well. It helps in terms of language development. Their fine and gross motor skills. They're using their hands. They're using their whole body to dance, to do the actions of the songs. So can you see that singing does promote holistic development in early childhood in relation to culture as well, which is huge. Sense of joy and comfort. Like I said earlier, if you're singing a song about a different culture, the children will be happy, they'll be joyful, they feel that they have a sense of belonging, which will make them to be comfortable. They can be with you in your early childhood classroom. You might be thinking that how can you incorporate or when can you incorporate singing as a pedagogical strategy in your early childhood classroom? During informal sessions, such as when you're having one-on-one attention with a child, for instance, during nappy changing. Yes, changing, you can incorporate singing. You're changing the child's nappy. You're singing a song, for instance, about the child's culture. You're having a one-on-one attention with the child. Tidy up time as well. You want the children to tidy up after themselves. You're incorporating singing. They're going to sing the songs along with you. They're carrying out the actions. They're tidying up after themselves. Look at even during feeding time as well. Maybe you're feeding the children. You're having one-on-one attention with the children. You're incorporating singing. You're singing nursery rhymes. So now let's talk about during formal session. It could be during storytelling session, during circle time. You could even have a session, singing session. So one thing I want you to understand is that there's no time where that you can't introduce singing as a pedagogical strategy in your early childhood classroom. You have to think about during informal session or formal session. It doesn't have to be when it's only formal session that you introduce singing. Oh, boys and girls, we sit down, we're going to say our nursery rhymes. During the informal session as well, you're changing their nappy, you're feeding them, you're talking to them, you're going for a walk, you're going to the park, you're going to the playground. You can introduce singing anytime you can in childhood classroom. So you've been incorporating singing in your early childhood classroom. But which area are you going to introduce singing? Maybe, for instance, during information, you've not been introducing more of singing. And going forward, after watching this video, you are going to introduce more of singing during your informal session. If you implement in your early childhood classroom, do come back and leave the comment below that you've implemented singing during your informal session. And how was it? I would like to know more of this. Come and spill this in the comment section. And do not forget to subscribe to this channel. Subscription is free. You don't have to pay to subscribe. Just subscribe, and not just only subscribe. Turn on the notification bell so that whenever a new video is being dropped on this channel, you'll be the first person to be notified. And until I come your way next time, stay safe and mind yourself for now. Bye.